So we're going to be learning from Iyov. We're going to do chapter 38. We may get through chapter 39 and 40. It goes through 41. Let's see. I'll just be reading it. Then the Lord answered Job from the tempest and said, "Who is this who gives dark counsel with words, without knowledge? Now gird your loins like a man, and I'll ask you, and tell me, where were you when I founded the earth? Tell me if you know. Tell if you know understanding. Who placed its measures if you know? Or who extended a line over it? On what were its sockets sunk? Or who laid its cornerstone? When the morning stars sing together and all the angels of God shout, and shut up the sea with doors, when it broke forth and issued from the womb, when I made the clouds its raiment and the dark clouds its wrapping, and broke for it my prescribed limit, and placed the bar and doors, and said, until here you may come, but no further, and here shall you place your waves with pride. In your days did you command the morning? Did you tell the dawn its place? To grasp the corners of the earth, so that the wicked shall be shaken from it. The seal changes like clay, and they stand like a garment, and their light shall be withheld from the wicked, and the high arms shall be broken. Have you come until the locks of the sea, and have you walked in the searching out of the deep? Have the gates of death been revealed to you, and do you see the gates of the shadow of death? Do you understand until the breads of the earth? If you know it all, which is the way where the light dwells, and as for the darkness, where is its place? And that you should take it to its border, and that you should understand the paths of its house. You know, for then you were born, and the number of your days would be many. Have you come to the treasures of snow, and did you see the treasures of hail, that I saved for a time of trouble, for a day of battle and war? Which way is the light parted? Does the eastern one spread it over the earth? Who has separated a place for the hair, and a way for the cloud of the thunderclaps? To reign on the earth where no man is, the desert in which there is no man. To sate darkness and desolation, and to cause a source of grass to sprout. Has the rain a father? Who begot the waves of dew? From whose womb did the ice emerge and the frost of heaven? Who bore it like a stone the waters hides, and the water hides in the face of the deepest quat? Can you tie the chains of the Pleiades, or loose the straps of Orion? Or another translation would be, tie the chains of chemistry, loosen the straps of foolishness. Can you take out the constellations, each in its time, and can you console Aish for her children? Do you know the ordinances of heaven? Can you place his dominion upon the earth? Can you lift your voice to the cloud, or will an abundance of water cover you? Will you send forth lightning bolts, so that they should go and say to you, here we are? Who placed wisdom in the inward parts, or gave the rooster understanding? Who charges the sky with wisdom, and who brings down the bottles of heaven? When the dust was poured into a mass, and the clouds cleaved together, do you hunt the prey for an old lion, or do you fill the appetite of a young lion? When they crouch in their dens, they in their covert to lie in wait? Who prepares for the raven his prey when the young cry out to God? They wander for lack of food. Chapter 39. Do you know the time for the mountain goats to give birth? Do you wait for the hinds to calve? Do you count the months when they will be filled? And do you know the time of their birth? They kneel, they bring forth their young, they send forth their pangs. Their children grow strong, they grow up on the grain, and they go forth and don't return to them. Who sent the wild donkey free? Or who loosened the bonds of the wild donkey? Whose house have I made the wilderness, and whose dwellings the salt land? He mocks the tumult of the city. He doesn't hearken to the shouts of the driver. He spies out the mountains for his gesture, and he searches after every green thing. Does the wild ox wish to serve you? Will it lodge by your manger? Can you tie a wild ox to a furrow with his rope, or will he harrow the valleys after you? Will you rely on him because his strength is great, or will you leave your toil for him? Will you believe in him that he'll return your seed, or that he'll gather in your threshing floor? The wing of the renown rejoices of the winged stork, or the noza. For she leaves her eggs on the ground, and she warms herself on the earth. She forgets that a foot will crack, and the beast of the field will step on it. She's hardened against her young ones, as though they are not hers. Though her toil is in vain, she has no fear, for God caused her to forget wisdom, and he didn't give her a share of understanding, like the time that she goes off on high. She scorns the horse and its rider. Did you give the horse his strength? Did you clothe his neck with fierceness? Did you mock him? Did you make him leap like a locust? The glory of his snorting is terrible. They spy on the valley and rejoice his strength. He goes forth toward the arms. He scorns fear and is not dismayed. Neither does he retreat because of the sword. The quiver on him rattles, the blade of his spear and the javelin. With tumult and shaking, he hollows out the ground. He doesn't believe that it's the sound of a shofar. To many shofars he says, hurrah, ha'uch. He smells battle from afar, the thunder of princes and shouting. Is it because of your understanding that the hawk grows a wing, that it spreads its wings to the south, or is it by your order that the eagle flies high and that he lifts up his nest? He dwells on the rock and lodges on the crag of the rock and the stronghold. From there he searches for food. His eyes behold it afar off, and his eaglets gulp down blood. And where there are slain, there he is. Now the Lord answered Job and said, Will one who this is chapter 40, will one who contends with the Almighty make himself a master? He who argues with God, let him answer it. Now Job answered the Lord and said, Behold, I am of small account. What should I answer you? I put my hand to my mouth. I said, 1, and I'll not answer it, and 2, and I will not add. Now the Lord answered Job from a tempest and said, Now gird your loins like a man. I'll ask you and tell me, will you even make void my judgment? Will you condemn me in order that you will be justified? Do you have an arm like God, or do you thunder like him with voice? Bedeck yourself now with pride and excellence, and clothe yourself with glory and beauty. Scatter your raging anger. See any haughty man and humble him. See any haughty man and subdue him. Crush the wicked in their place. Hide them in the dust together. Bind their faces in a hidden place. I too will confess to you that your hand will save you. Behold, now the behemoth that I have made with you, he eats grass like cattle. Behold now his strength and his loins, and his power in the name of his belly. His tail hardens like a cedar. The sinews of his testicles are knit together. His limbs are as strong as copper. His bones are as a load of iron. He's the first in God's ways. His maker can draw his sword, for the mountains bear food for him, and all the beasts of the field play there. Does he lie under the shadows, under the covert of the reeds in the swamp? Do the shadows cover him in his shadow, as his shadow? Do the willows of the brook surround him? Behold, he plunders the river and doesn't harden. He trusts that he'll draw the Jordan into his mouth. With his eyes he'll take him. With snares he'll puncture his nostrils. Can you pull the Leviathan with a harpoon, or press down his tongue with a rope? Can you insert a fish hook into his nose, or pierce his jaw with a barb? Will he offer much supplication to you, or will he speak soft words to you? Will he make a covenant with you? Will you take him as a lifelong slave? Will you play with him like a bird, or tie him to your maidens? Will charmers dig pits for him? Will they divide him among merchants? Will you fulfill to make a tent of his skin, or a shade of fishes for his head? Put your hand over him. Remember the battle. Do not stop. Behold, his hope is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? There is no one so fierce that he can stir him up. And who is he that can stand before me? Who comes to meet me? I'll pay. Everything under the heavens is mine. I'll not be silent concerning his sons, either for his acts of heroism or the arrangement of his supplication. Who exposed the face of his raiment? Who can come within his double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? Around his teeth is terror. There is pride in his strong shield, closed with a narrow seal. They're so close to each other that no air comes between them. One adheres to the other. They stick together and cannot be separated. His sneezes flash forth light, and his light are like rays of dawn. From his mouth go firebrands. Sparks of fire go forth like foam. From his nostrils, smoke goes forth like a bubbling pot, and an earthenware vessel. His breath kindles coals, and flame goes forth from his mouth. Strength lodges in his neck, and sadness rejoices before him. The flakes of his flesh are joined together, poured out upon it, not to move. His heart is as strong as stone, as strong as a lower millstone. From his fear, the mighty are frightened. The breakers fail. He regards iron as straw, and copper as rotten wood. No arrow can put him to fight. Sling stones turn into stubble for him. Catapults are regarded as straw. And he plays with the noise of the harpoon. Under him are rays of the sun, where he lies in gold upon the mire. He makes the deep sea like a pot. He makes a sea like a seething mixture. He makes a path after him. He considers the deep to be hoary. On the dust there is none that rules over him, which is not made to be dismayed. He looks at all the high things. He is king over all proud beasts. And that's all for today.